The most important object in the play is the cart that Mother Courage has for all her merchandise. From it we can see what her financial situation is each time she appears.
It overwhelms all opposition. It needs to grow or else it dies.
She responds to it like it's completely her livelihood. She really would be stuck without it.
A profit-building exercise.
We kind of looked at everything, every kind of cart you could imagine, from these kind of things, even a pram. We wondered whether we could go that far. You know, things like that, just completely bonkers. This was a favourite of mine.
We looked at every kind of cart. We looked at cars. I mean, we were going to have a car for a long time, but it wasn't interesting.
This I came across on holiday in Sicily, which was in a market. And after months and months of looking at every kind of cart we possibly could, we found this one and thought, well, there's something in that. It was a difficult one because once we found the world of the show and realised that we wanted to do something very abstract, and this kind of idea of almost an empty page, so white everywhere and nothing represented, the cart became a real problem. What Fiona and all the other actors needed was something incredibly real. We decided that we wanted it to evolve during rehearsals, and so, I mean, the great thing about the National is that the rehearsal room is right next door to the workshops. So unlike any other place, you can try things out. And so things like the walking plate around the cart was an idea I think Fiona had, and so we could just quickly build that and try it out. They needed something they could interact with and be another member of the family, and wanted to be all over the top, on top of it and inside it, and when they were inside it they wanted a real existence.
There's lots of things that we would sell, like shirts that are bound up with string, and put labels on, ready to sell. And there's food that we would eat, candles in a very OCD order, perfume for men.
Fiona says some of Sophie's greatest work was done off stage, as it were, inside that cart. Fiona would go in the cart and Sophie was doing fantastic things, arranging toothbrushes and cleaning drawers and just living the life of that cart. We had a traditional cart in the end, in fact, and I suppose perhaps I'm surprised by that, but I think it was necessary. There's so much text about it. It's got to be believable. I think you actually are obliged to be a little bit literal with that thing.
I think Brecht said that the cart should be the fifth member of the family, and that the journey of the cart should be another big journey, big epic journey.
I liked that it got to the double-decker cart in the height of her business career, which I think was terribly funny, and it got a satellite dish and an extension built on its roof.
And then the very next scene, it's kind of completely collapsed. And that was a new cart. That was a cart that we replicated exactly the same, and then just distressed it until it was a kind of ghost.
I think our strongest cart was the skeletal cart of scene 10, you know, when she's hit the buffers, and that very forlorn, almost see-through thin thing where you could almost see through the ribs of it. I think that was the poetic cart. I think the cart has to have a poetry and has to have a poetic journey, and I hope we did that.